Oh, there's no. Oh, there it is. Welcome to Kocosports main event review with my special guest Rob, and I, of course, am the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to gas. Your home for combat sports, and above all, it is where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Rob,
except a John Cena fan.
Rob, welcome to main event review. Welcome to main event review. No, I don't like John Cena fans if, like, you're legit. But this is why I don't like John Cena fans. And I don't want to. John Cena was never like, you know, you made. I don't like John Cena fans because I feel you're defending a hurt puppy. And when push comes to shove, if I look you straight in the eyes and say, do you think John Cena's the best? Do you think, you know what I mean? I'm always tired. I'm a John Cena fan. He doesn't deserve the heat he gets. All right, well, let's get rid of all that. Is he a good wrestler? Well, you see, people on the internet don't like him, and see what happened was, look over there. I don't think that counts as being a fan.
I think if WWE was 100% about the best in-ring worker and the best guy on the mic, like if that was their agenda, they wanted to always go for the best guys in those two fields, I don't think John Cena would actually be in WWE realistically.
All right. So, well, let's focus on main event. This is main event review, even though main event didn't really focus on main event.
Seriously, what was it, like 20 minutes of just Raw? Or, I mean, there was 15 minutes for the fucking the Lesnar-Cena promo.
Dude, that was long as shit. I was like fast forwarding, like fast forward. Okay, I want to watch actual wrestling. Fast forward. Dude, that might be the longest promo in promo history. I don't know. I might have to go back and look at the count. It was ridiculous. I guess John Cena did take over main event.
The worst part for me is I wish that they would go back, like, just stop showing me recaps of everything. Do a recap after the pay-per-view because that's important and not everyone will see it. But if it's all your shows that people have an opportunity, I don't want to keep seeing replays. Instead, what you should do is take the idea for the Cena-Lesnar promo and how great that was, and do those for all the feuds, all the matches that are going to be in the pay-per-view that have a storyline for them, and release them the week before the pay-per-view on the network and on YouTube so that people can see who have missed shit, be like, oh shit, all that happened this month? And it makes it so that people want to watch more shows because they're like, I don't want to miss that stuff.
Yeah, and it would make it a lot interesting, but WWE has a formula which I do not enjoy. Anyway, let's start off like we always do, main event. Win, loss, tie. You're more positive than me. I am not exactly in the best of moods. Rob knows why. But let's focus. What did you think, Mr. Positive? Win, loss, or tie?
If I don't take into account that they used 20 minutes on just Raw flashbacks in that promo, I would say it's a pretty big win. I was really happy aside from that aspect. I didn't have to keep hearing Michael Cole go $9.99 every fucking 3 minutes. That's a win.
Yeah, Michael Cole has really been extra bad as of late. It's always a relief when he's not there. It's like, oh, NXT, phew, TNA. Any company that doesn't have Michael Cole is kind of a relief.
Like, I don't even like the main event announcers, really, but it's not Michael Cole.
Yeah. I overall, if you count the Monday Night Raw segment, Stephanie McMahon, Cena, and Brock hogged up main event. If you count that, it's a loss. If you don't count that, it's business as usual. I just think it was a tie. They stuck to the formula, and do I hate the formula sometimes? The more shows you, and that's the thing. There's people that love WWE, watch every single show, and I watch every single show, and I hope to do more in September, just because, I want to review them. But the formula, how does it not eat at you?
It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I mean, there's a lot of repetitive shit that I can see all the time that they're like, all right, we got to do this, we got to do that, and I'm like, God damn. But I don't know.
Yeah. So
I'm starting to notice it more with some wrestlers though. That I watch them and I'm like, all right, he's gonna do this now. Like, I'm not as big of a Roman Reigns fan now as I was when I first started watching again, because I've realized
it happen over time, and everyone's predicting it like they're fucking Nostradamus. Let me be every other YouTuber. You're gonna turn on Roman Reigns.
No, I still like Roman Reigns. I just wish he didn't do his little string of moves. Like, he has that one string that he does it. He does one set of them just in a row. Usually at least once every other match. You know the one I'm talking? He'll do the Samoa draw, all that stuff with the kick, and then ends it with the Superman punch and the spear. It's like, all right, dude, like, spread those moves out throughout the match. Hell, save some of those moves and only use them at pay-per-views or in bigger matches so that they feel more special. Don't do the same pattern. The pattern is the problem. I don't care about the moves. Don't do them in a fucking pattern repeatedly, because that's what makes it look like bullshit.
We're getting off topic here. We'll get back to the win-loss tie thing in a bit. But, dude, how confused is Kenta going to be in WWE? And not even language, not even that, but he's like, what do you mean I only get one? What do you mean they have to be in the same order? I mean, it's because, like, you know, there's a lot of jokes online, but I wonder how true it is. I don't want to say that. Let's be more scientifically accurate, okay? Let's just not throw around numbers for the sake of throwing numbers. 86% of all finishers came from Kenta. Fact. So, like, they're like, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, I created that. You can't do that. I created that. You know, so I think Kenta is going to be more confused about wrestling WWE style than the actual language barrier.
I hope that they come up with a gimmick that lets him do it. Like, make it so that he's legitimately, like, the best in the world. Like, take a stab at Punk and have him be a total badass.
Be like, a stab at Punk while also you can make fun of Daniel Bryan. Just make him. I would make him Kenta. I'd make him a Heyman guy, and then somehow, awesome. Not like he like. All right, let's put on my booking cap here for a second. Here, let's go Kenta. Worst main event review ever. The fucking thing it fucking happened, dude. Go read the fucking results.
No, we're still doing the NXT the main event review because I enjoyed those matches, guy.
All right, so fucking. Can you imagine any other fucking podcaster or any other fucking thing? Like, can you see SportsCenter? I'm like, fuck the NHL. Let's get to. Actually, Ed probably wouldn't do that. You fucking cocksuckers. Cover the NHL. But no, Kenta, like, hear me out. He doesn't understand language. He's a Paul Heyman guy. Paul Heyman takes money to do, like, just bash and fucking bury everyone from Triple H and friends. What the fuck do they call them? The Esquire? The fucking... What is Triple H's friends called? The Authority.
The Clique?
The Authority pays Paul Heyman. Kenta's just confused, and he's beating the shit out of each other as a Paul Heyman guy. And then he's like, oh, he's the best in the world, B-plus player, you got that move from him. You know? And then I think you can have him as a face and still get the fans pop, but still have a storyline. And not only that, but with Triple H and Paul Heyman both behind him, he might actually do something more than a mid-carder. He might actually appear on television.
I don't know. I have a lot of faith that a lot of the guys who aren't huge guys are going to have futures in the WWE. Because that smug look that Triple H has in every single fucking signing picture that they've released, those, like, he's very clearly saying, like, this is the future. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and all that, but even if it's not, it adds something to it. What Triple H is doing, like, a lot of people, there's two Triple H's, but the one Triple H we like, the good Triple H, he's signing these great, talented guys, and he's making it seem like a big deal. Even if it's not a big deal to the company, it's a big deal to us fans, and he's making it seem like a big deal. Which I think is a good thing for established guys, because as a pro wrestling fan, I have so much more respect, and I don't know if you share this, I have so much more respect for the Daniel Bryans of the world, the CM Punks of the world. And I'm not even talking about in-ring talent. I'm talking about they traveled the fucking world. They fucking wrestled in front of 10 people. They've wrestled in thousands of people. They've been to Mexico. They've been to that. Then a bodybuilder who just shows up and be like, my daddy once fucking sucked off Mean Gene Oakland in a fucking locker room. No, fuck you. Fucking go travel the fucking indie circuit. I don't know.
I didn't know Pat Patterson had a son that wrestled.
Oh, man. But yeah, so to me, it's just, it makes me fucking angry. But when I see this, I don't know about you, but that's what I'm a fan of. Like, even if I'm not a fan, like, I bust. Who's that Indian guy that I bust his balls about?
The Indian guy?
Honor champ, former Ring of Honor champ. Yeah,
AJ, I don't know. AJ Styles, I don't watch Ring of Honor.
yeah, that's your problem. But
I'm new here.
I have bad memory. I apologize, but I bust some guys on the Indies balls a lot. Like even Seth Rollins. I know this comes as a shock. I wasn't really that big of a fan of his in the Indies. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But as soon as Seth Rollins fucking made it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna root for this guy. At least he fucking earned his way there, you know. That's just me. And I think Seth Rollins is the perfect example for me. I never thought Seth Rollins on the Indies was one of my favorite guys on it. Like, I didn't disrespect him. At the same time, I'm like, I don't see it. All right, whatever. But as soon as Seth Rollins signed, I put my hatred aside, being like, no.
You know what? We need to
bust their ass over fucking bodybuilders who daddy fucking worked for WWE. And if that makes me a bad person, so be it. Go ahead.
We should just finish the main event review, and then we should do one where we just talk about, like, hype up how good the future actually looks in terms of all the talent that WWE has right now.
We'll save that for a separate show, because we also have to do Stump Dating. All right,
That's what I said.
I think overall it was a tie. When people ask about the main event reviews, they only ask one thing: is it worth watching? And I'm going to say, honestly, it's worth watching with a fast forward button. You definitely need.
Yeah, it's well on the network, which is only $9.99. You can watch this and you can skip through all the goddamn stupid bullshit Raw replays and Lesnar promos that last 17 hours.
Yeah.
So it's actually, like, if you're just watching the matches, I thought it was pretty solid. And it's worth watching.
And you know what? I know this sounds crazy, but is there, like, a point where too much hype gets you? Like, a couple months ago, I'm like, oh, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. That's not bad. I'll watch it. You know, I wasn't on board. I was like, all right, Brock's going to beat John Cena. At least it's not John Cena. You know, the usual fucking Coco fucking hates John Cena bullshit.
I was that way too, but then after they showed that Lesnar Cena promo the first time, I was so pumped. Like, I was so into that. I was like, dude, I want to see this match now. This is going to be a great match. After you made me watch this every single show for the last 2 weeks, I don't give a shit anymore.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I don't. Like, because my whole thing is, like, you know, I get messages all the time on Facebook and Twitter and, you know, the social medias, and they're like, what if John Cena wins? And I'm almost to the point, like, I don't give a shit. I don't
care.
Watch the match. You know, like,
let Cena win.
Maybe, like, 2 weeks ago, I've been like, John Cena wins! I fucking torch the place and run around naked and cry on YouTube. Now I'm like, yeah, fucking won. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
like, at least John Cena won't make me watch his promo fucking every single show, every day, leading up to the fucking pay-per-view that's 2 weeks away. So, I mean, I don't have to look forward to that if Cena wins. Lesnar's going to make me do this shit all the time.
2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I hope Brock wins. He has to fucking win. Now, you know, and granted, maybe they're doing it on purpose so we eventually become John Cena fans, but I don't think this is the equation they were expecting. I just don't give a shit. Like, I just don't give a shit. 2 weeks ago, I was like, fuck yeah, Brock's going to win the title. Who gives a shit if he's a part-timer? Anyone but Cena. And now I'm like, you know what? Anyone but a title match. Like, anyone.
Seriously.
So I just think they overhyped it. And we're only bringing this up. A lot of people are probably angry about our main event review. Dude, it was a big chunk of main event.
It was at least 10 minutes long.
I don't know. It might have been longer. It felt like
on a 50-minute show, it was at least 20% of the show.
Yeah. And then, of course, they had Stephanie McMahon, which I don't give a shit about. Like, the problem with fucking WWE is they don't promote the whole fucking card, and then they only promote Daddy's daughter and Daddy's fucking daughter's fucking dreamboat. And at the end, you just don't give a shit.
Yeah, like, you have so many great matches in this thing, and I won't lie. They're doing a pretty good job of hyping 5 of the matches. 5 of the matches I am actually, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've been giving good attention to. I don't care about The Miz versus Ziggler. The build-up to it has been so mediocre that I'm just like, you're not going to let Ziggler win anyways, so I don't care.
Yeah,
And Jericho build-up, I don't know. I feel like they fucked up Battleground so bad with that feud that it's just like, whatever, I don't give a shit now.
I don't know, like, I want SummerSlam to be good, but I'm, like, so negative. They, like, killed the heroes. Like, you know, if I wasn't doing this podcast, I don't think I would buy SummerSlam. You know, Countdown to SummerSlam, I ain't buying this shit. Like,
I am. For Ambrose versus Rollins alone, I would buy the pay-per-view.
yeah, but the problem is, they're not telling the story, they're dragging it out, and I can go right down the list, and as a fan, just speaking as a fan, don't give a fuck who's going to win. That's not a good fucking sign for your second biggest thing. And maybe I'm just negative.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just negative, but I don't give a fuck. Like, my whole thing is, Rusev versus Swagger. You should be caring. You really should. Why didn't Rusev fucking be the one to bully Hulk Hogan?
I know, that would have been so great.
Yeah, and then on top of that, right, so you have the Rusev thing. I should care about this. I did care about this. I think it's about timing. I think they cared about SummerSlam so much.
Well, let's be honest, though.
That we didn't care. And it's not like they're telling a deep, epic story. Because, you know, some WWE defender will be like, well, you want long storylines. Long storylines are fucking, you're intrigued the whole way, and the payoffs at the pay-per-view. Long storylines say, hey, 2 months ago we wanted to fight, and our fight is coming in 6 months from now. Don't worry, it's coming. That's not a fucking long storyline. That's stalling.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there can be long storylines, but I feel like the booking, like, you shouldn't be telling the fans what the booking is in advance. Like, we shouldn't know. Like, I don't want to know that The Rock came back 6 months early before WrestleMania to start selling a goddamn WrestleMania. I don't want to even know that right now he's getting a WrestleMania match. I don't want to know. I want it to be something that comes up later, and then the build-up to that pay-per-view is just tons of hype for that match in particular, and you use all that feud up to that point as fuel to be like, look at how heated this has already got. Look at how good this is going to be. Whereas right now, they're not doing that. Like, look at the Ambrose-Rollins feud. If Rollins doesn't win at SummerSlam, that feud is shit. The feud's dead. You can't keep it going. You've made Rollins look way too weak over the last 2 months. Rollins looks like shit. If he doesn't beat Ambrose at this pay-per-view, there's no way that the feud can go and doesn't just look like Ambrose is just bullying him.
And I just want to add something to you say, because everyone, I know, like, people are going to defend WWE and all that. They're going to blame the internet. No. You don't have to go to the internet to know spoilers. Watch the fucking show. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, well, it's because of the internet. No. The internet fucking, even if they tell you what goes on, things can change at last second. That's why I never understood LOL Dirch. You're back to change the fucking play. You know what I mean? And on top of that, it's not the internet. You don't fucking need the internet to know that fucking Rock was going to fight Cena at WrestleMania. You didn't need to. You didn't fucking need it. The problem with TNA and WWE right now is they're fucking saying they're it's a double-edged sword. The internet doesn't matter. It's just a small community. Fuck no. Oh, let's give away all our spoilers before the internet does.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no. If we're a small community, it doesn't matter. Then fucking shut the fuck up about your spoilers. Maybe now you have to admit, TNA WWE, one thing you have to admit, A, there's a lot more people on the internet than you think, and that's obvious. Or B, you fucking are ruining your own product over a small fucking percentage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to break this down? 29 minutes into it.
Well, now that we've got the Lesnar promo out of the way.
Yeah, well, dude, you know what? And people that complain, I'm like, fuck you. That's what Main Event was about. Main Event was mostly about it. It started off with a promo, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure they said open challenge because no one would have tuned in for Ryback. I'm pretty sure that they said open challenge.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. Like I was saying before we got on air, Ryback's really popular right now. Like, with the internet, he is getting really popular because people love his little interviews that he's been doing on the network and everything. He's great in the interviews. The big guy gimmick is fucking amazing. But Yeah, no one cares about Ryback. They're jobbers in the tag team division now.
Well, but then I was like, they're like, Usos come out, and they're like, all right, there's no piped-in crowd noise because it's loud, so that fucking feels weird after watching fucking SmackDown. You know? So they come out, and then fucking, like, Ryback actually comes out, and I'm just like, and then RVD comes out, and I'm like, who gives a shit? And, like, the crowd is so low, and the audience is fucking putting it over. And he's getting a legit pop, it's just not being picked up by the camera, you know, or the audio. It's just like, the Rob Van Dam is fucking like, they're putting over like $1 million. Look at that crowd. And you like hear in the background, I used to like this guy. This guy used to be good. Meanwhile, Big Show, they don't even mention his pop. And it's like, oh, on SmackDown. Like, the crowd music ruins everything. A pop-in crowd noise ruins everything. So then I'm like, all right. And they're like, you don't have a tag team partner. I'm like, okay, who's going to be a tag team partner? Sheamus.
Like, come on, you didn't love fucking Ryback just sitting there like as his big dumb guy gimmick? Me like, you're stupid. You need a tag team partner, dummy.
I just thought
he did the line about the singlet. That was great.
Yeah,
he called him a singlet stealing bastard.
They've done this singlet line like 3 or 4 times on main event alone, and on top of the singlet line being done over and over, I just thought it was like the worst birthday present ever. Like, okay, imagine I'm at my Sweet 16, okay? The Usos come out like, yeah, what are they going to challenge? Woohoo! Happy birthday to me. Hey, by the way, happy birthday to Phil Stamper. But anyway, happy birthday to me, right? And sorry, I'm losing my shit. And then you're like, oh, what's the next prize? What's it going to be? Ryback. Really? All right. Oh, there's another surprise? Rob Van Dam. Oh, I guess it's better than Ryback. So, oh, there's another surprise? Who can it be? Sabu? Fucking Sheamus. Shit, this is the fucking... We're wasting our fucking time. This is my fucking... I'm going home. Fuck you guys. I'm taking the cake. Everyone go home. You ruined my Sweet 16.
See, my thing is, like, there were better ways they could have done this. For one... as far as I know, there's not a tag match on the pay-per-view, is there?
I don't know, but Libertarian made it even worse. Because, like he's like, yeah, 3 tag teams, I'll solve this problem. Triple threat. Like, thanks. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, thanks. Appreciate it. Glad you could kill him, Kane.
Yeah, like, I don't know what he didn't even need to come out at that point. It's like, Kane, you don't need to. I guess they want to reestablish him as an authority figure so that he can start working the other shows and they don't have to. Because they're like, listen, the Rollins thing, it's not working out. He goes out, he says the same 6 lines every fucking week. It's been 2 months. We need a new authority guy there. Kane's like, fine, I'll take off the mask.
I just think it felt miserably. And he's like, oh, fuck it.
Well,
Kane's the ultimate player, though. You have to give Kane that. Well,
here's the real question. Why didn't they have any of the tag teams, like any of the popular tag teams that we haven't seen lately, go do it? Like, Heath Slater's really hot. Why, where was Slater Gator? Where were fucking the Dust Brothers?
The Wyatts?
The Dust Brothers.
Yeah.
The Wyatts, too. But though, honestly, no one wants to see the Wyatts and the Usos anymore.
Hear me out on this one, right? I hate open challenges that only half the ring fills up. Like, it makes no sense. Like, there's an open challenge, and, like, for any title, and only, like, six guys maximum show up. What?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so the other guys don't want the title?
Cowards. Like, why ain't Zack Ryder in every one? Like, why does he just run down there for no fucking reason? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it would be like, at any job, it'd be like, hey, whoever wants a raise, come to my office. Who the fuck is going, you know what, I don't really need a raise.
Dude, that's who should have been RVD's partner.
What's that?
Zack Ryder should have been RVD's partner.
Anyone should have been RVD. This whole segment should have just been ganked. I'm starting to think this is a horrible fucking... The actual matches, let's go focus on the matches. We will be going to live comments. I see we do got live comments. You guys are freaking hardcore. I appreciate it, dude. We have crazy-ass time schedules, but you guys still find us, so we really appreciate it. Mr. the King and others, and maybe just Mr. the King, I'm not sure. But there are people leaving us live comments. We'll get to it after we break down these two matches. Seth Rollins.
Just the realization that we're like an hour in and we haven't even done one match on a two-match show. Like, I have no words.
I don't think you're allowed to be on C shows because, like, usually main events at NXT go like 10 minutes long, and people complain that too. Like, Rob's like, oh, let me be part of the smaller shows. Like, sure, Rob, be part of the main event. Meanwhile, we're like 3 hours in. And the thing is, there are so many internet trolls that would be like, what the fuck? I thought this was the real thing. You're gonna No, Rob never shut the fuck up. I don't even know if this is a main event review. Let's start. Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston. And I thought it was an exciting, fun match. I do have one giant complaint, but we're in a YouTube generation. We need the young guy to be all positive. Tell us why this was a great match, and I'll tell you one thing I did not like about it. Go ahead.
I thought it was great. I thought it had a lot of really good spots. The only thing is, I feel like it made Rollins look too weak leading into the pay-per-view. And I also don't like that, like, alright, you built up this faction that Kofi's supposed to be one of the 3 founders of, but no mention of it. During the match, nothing. It's dead. You killed it.
They're dropping it because they're afraid white people are scared of booing black people or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, I don't think they dropped it. Everyone's so negative. Everyone's having a reaction. I think this was just a short storyline. They said they want to fucking get their goal. They got to be on commentary front row. I think we're all overreacted. I think white people were scared, like, oh, I can't pull a black guy, not in today's generation. And everyone else was like, oh, fuck, they're going to fuck this up. I think, no, this was the perfect short storyline. Kofi, Big E, and fucking Xavier Woods were like, you know what? Fuck that. We want front row seats. We've been here long enough. And Xavier Woods like, you know what? I want to be on commentary. I think this was the perfect short story. I think everyone was overreacting. I think people were pulling out their hair. Raise this up from the most racist opening ever. Ah! They are a pretty fucking racist company. That's not the point. But I think it's a short story. This was a little novelette. This was, hey, check it out. I think they were like, you know what? You guys sit in the back. They're from the watch. And the team is, fuck that. We're changing that. And fucking like all pissed off. And Vince is like, oh my god. We are the most racist company in the world. We are from look at Del Rio and his fucking Bumblebee friend. We're fucking horribly racist. Let's listen to their demands. And they just undershot. Like, we want to be ringside and want to do one or two commentary. And Triple H and Vince are like, excellent. Anyway.
R-Truth was like, I just want to end the streak.
Everyone had their demands, and all the demands were met. No racism here. Just ask Albert Del Rio. Anyway, Seth Kofi Kingston, I enjoyed the match, but I'm going to give you a not so fast, my fellow friends. I have Seth Rollins, we both agree, looked weak going into this pay-per-view, right? Going into this pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Not many people watch main event, right? Let's put the facts together. Kofi Kingston is crazy talented and should be pushed better. Seth Rollins loses this match. It does not affect SummerSlam in one bit. No one's going to go, holy shit, Seth Rollins loves Kofi Kingston. I'm not buying this shit. No one's saying it. No one is saying it.
No, but I do think having him lose after having him job to Slater, probably not the best idea.
I don't know. I just think if you're going to have him on a losing streak, and you got to remember, Money in the Bank, you got to remember, Money in the Bank people, the formula is they lose a lot, and then they cash in and win the title, and then we're like, oh, we're going to keep the title for a while. That's usually the formula. But going into the huge upset of Mr. Slater, he, reckon, really didn't look that weak. Then he gets upset by Slater because he cares about his briefcase way too much. The contract, no problem. Oh, fuck the contract. Oh my god, no briefcase. What am I gonna
You mean the shitty, like, 2 pieces of paper that were stapled together in the corner?
Yes.
The hardcore contract.
Well, I mean, ain't that the point? Ain't that the fucking contract? I thought the briefcase was just holding the contract.
It's just such a poorly fucking produced contract. But yeah, 2 pieces of paper in a staple. Looks official.
Well, I mean, what else could it say? It could say, I can cash this shit at any time, yo. Peace out. I mean, what else is it going to say? So,
I don't know.
I honestly think Kofi should have won that. I don't think it affects SummerSlam one bit. And, you know, I know Kofi Kingston got his lifelong dream standing ringside. But I think he deserves more than that. His little group should have asked for more. And I thought Kofi Kingston did. Because then the formula kicks in. And then, like, as the formula kicks in, you're like, oh, Seth Rollins to beat Kofi Kingston, of course. You know, and the thing is, Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston put on a good show. I thought for a while Kofi was going to win. They put on a good show, selling product, you know? But as soon as Seth Rollins defeated Kofi Kingston, I'm like, oh, the formula. You know what I mean? It's like the main event doesn't even fucking matter. Like, the Usos ain't going to fucking win. You know what I mean? The problem is when you follow a formula so much, you might as well just give away spoilers, which they do too much anyway. So,
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I did like the match, though.
Yeah, the match was awesome. And the thing is, what this one match did, this was definitely match of the night. There's only 2 matches. It was match of the night. One thing it did is, for me, as a fan, I'm a critical fucking negative asshole. It broke that down. I was like, oh, fuck, who's really going to win? And I think the best wrestling matches do that. You live in the moment. I thought this was a good match as far as psychology breaking down, you know, because when the match started, you're like, oh, Seth Rollins is definitely going to win. Then they're like, oh, I give it to Kofi? And then afterwards, you're like, why the fuck didn't they give it to Kofi, you know? So, I enjoyed the match for that. As a matter of fact, I would probably say this match is probably the only match worth watching on the damn thing.
Right? I don't know. I liked the tag team match. It had a few decent spots.
They retell the worst fucking storyline ever. Stephanie McMahon. I fucking hate this. I hate every fucking thing about it.
I hate it.
Oh, I fucking despise it. Boom doesn't hate it.
You know what the worst part is? I liked the entire storyline. I was pretty big into it until you decided to bring an indie wrestler on that you just signed to NXT, pretend it was a physical therapist, and take a dude that has a very well-founded, like, he's a good dude. That's his character. And that's not just his character. Like, from everything you can see in interviews and Total Divas, everything outside of it, even if Total Divas it's a little scripted.
Yeah.
He's a decent, he's very wholesome. Like, he's all about, he wants a compost toilet, he wants to be self-sufficient, he just wants to live in the same house he lived when he was a kid with his wife. He wants to race, like, it contradicts everything about his character, in my opinion, to say that that's what happened.
Well, I know that, but it wasn't needed. Was it really needed? I mean,
that was the other part. It was like, you have, for a women's match, there's a lot of hype already on that match. People are into that match. There was no point. It did nothing. Especially because, they should have just left it at the contract signing for the match. That was great. That was really well done. Triple H sliding the desk into the corner and sitting on it. That was fantastic. You didn't need to keep going. It did too much.
That's not a word I'd use to describe it, but hey. But it made it worse. Like, we can both agree. Even though you're more positive and I'm more negative, we can both agree it made it worse.
Yeah, there was no upside to the last evolution of that storyline.
Now, I know you don't watch TNA. It's not in you. Here's the worst part. Line for line, that was the worst TNA storyline ever. So not only is it bad, but then, and they're going to copy and steal each other, obviously, but they do it way too much. The WWE has this thing where they're like, that completely failed on TNA. It was the worst storyline ever. People fucking to this day, like, fucking bring that storyline up. And it's Claire Lynch storyline. It was just fucking disastrous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I know personally of wrestling fans that have not gone back to TNA. I'm like, yo, it's improved. New York City, you got to check it out. And they're like, no, Claire Lynch. You know, so this is the worst storyline ever in TNA history. And the girl almost looks like Claire Lynch. The storyline is almost exactly the same. And I'm just like, why? You have your storyline, you have your hype. You know, I don't like it. Rob does. Boom Boom does. So, you know, mixed feelings. But you don't need it. But then you take the worst storyline from your competitors and copy it to a T. And, like, I'm just like, why? Are you that fucking egotistical that you're like, oh, I'll take their worst storyline and make it good?
Like, fuck, if you want to steal something in theirs and be like, we can do it better, steal Aces and Eights. I've heard fucking great things about the Aces and Eights storyline.
It was fucking garbage.
Really? I heard it was a great stable.
No. I don't know.
They had Brooke Tessmacher. That ass.
Aces and Eights, to be honest with you, had a confusing start, but it was like, oh, let's give it time where it goes. They didn't know where it was going. It was obvious. It went way, way, way too long. And then, like, at the end, they summed up what really happened, and it wasn't bad, but at the same time, you're like, no, this is a bunch of bullshit. It was bad. It was. I don't know. I'm more of a TNA fan than you. Some TNA fans will fucking blindly defend that shit no matter what. But, yeah, no, Aces and Eights was garbage.
Okay. Well, thank you. You've strengthened my resolve against ever watching TNA.
Well, there's good things. But the problem is, you know, I don't sell TNA because this is why I don't sell TNA on people that don't want to watch it. It's too inconsistent. Like, I'm going to go to you and be like, oh, they had 3-4 good shows in New York. Yeah, they've done that. You know what I mean? Like, what broke me as a guy who sold for TNA, and not even sold, but honestly, an honest salesman of TNA, was Lockdown. They had a great February going into Lockdown, and Lockdown happened, and I was like, I don't know if I can ever convince any wrestling fan ever again to watch this. Because no matter how good it is, New York is amazing. But what are you going to tell WWE guys? Are they going to come on and show another Lockdown? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. So it's all over the place. But I just don't understand why they would, like, you say the competition doesn't exist. That's what WWE says, right? And then you say, oh, they're fucking embarrassed, make fun of them, you know, the fans make fun of them and all that shit. And then you're like, let's take their worst storyline and just put it in last second? Right?
Yeah,
Second biggest pay-per-view of the year?
I'm hoping that they realize that, like, everyone thinks that storyline's stupid. And I think they did the right thing by having...
Yeah, but you had TNA do the product research for you.
But I'm hoping that, for one, they had Bree do the right thing, which is Bree didn't even act like it was even a remote possibility. Like, she was just like, no, that didn't happen. You didn't. Like, she didn't take it serious at all. Like, she was like, it's not happening. And she was more just pissed they were bullshit, it seemed like. So, that was smart. And hopefully they'll do the smart thing, which is see that a ton of people have said, holy fuck, that was stupid. And just basically take it back. Like, just be like, oh no, we set that up because we knew we could get her to slap her and we'd be able to put her in jail so she'd go through what Stephanie went through. It's like, oh, okay. Alright, yeah, go with that. Don't stick to your stupid ass fucking... I swear to God, if this becomes a thing, I might lose my shit if that becomes a thing.
We're a little cranky. We'll get to the main event where the Usos win. We'll talk about it a little bit. Do you just want to do it real quick? I mean, what can we do? We got a lot of live comments, and I want to get to them. The Usos defeat Ryback and Sheamus, Oshani, RBD. I thought the ending, the finish, was pretty cool, where they did the sneak tag, and then he splashed, Rob Van Dam sold it, and they did good camera work on it. Itself did not go as smooth. The cameraman saved that segment. And, you know, I know it sounds really nerdy, but if you've ever ran for wrestling, the cameraman did ruin a spot. And the cameraman saved the spot, and I thought it looked good. I thought the finish looked good. Overall, just average. I mean, I thought this is bad. When you're the main event of main event, and I am praising the cameraman's work. The cameraman did a great job. No one gives enough credit to that. Because the whole thing is, what they hid was Rob Van Dam had to scoot into place. But a bad cameraman would have shown that. But a good cameraman didn't show that. And I was just like, man, great job. Because it's live. Main event's live. I mean, Impact sometimes doesn't fucking edit that shit out. As being a former cameraman, former wrestling promoter, that shit's important. And I was like, dude, great job. Great job, Cameron. Here's my MVP. We don't give MVPs out for main event, but this will be my first one. My MVP is the cameraman. The camera crew. Because you know they had to cut cameras and all that. But the camera
You know what? In that case, my MVP was the dude that sold concessions.
Well, they don't
give that. Yeah, they don't give that guy enough respect. Think about how many people he feeds. How many hungry fans are there full thanks to him. Good job, guy.
Yeah. Well, hats off to you. This was definitely not the review. This is not the main event review I was expecting, but it's the one you got, kids. It's the one you got. It was an average match with a decent finish. Is that safe to say?
Yeah. It wasn't a fantastic match, but it did have some good spots to it. And yeah. Triple threat tag team matches, in my opinion, are really stupid anyways. So
alright, we have a lot from Mr. the King and Donnie Allmark and Rock with the coolest freaking photo ever. So let's hit all these guys up. Roman Reigns has 5 moves of doom. His career is set now. Yeah, the thing is, no matter how bad Roman's reign is, he's already better than John Cena. I feel like I just voted.
He sells. The big thing is he sells. He's actually really good at selling a lot of things. Like, the way he takes a powerbomb is one of the best I've ever seen. Like, it looks like his neck got broken every time he gets powerbombed. And I think that's fantastic. And that alone, in my opinion, even if the rest of him, like, even if you want to argue it's on par, which I don't think it is, I think he's better than Cena, and I think he's getting better fast. I don't think he's ready for a title, and I hope that they don't push him too far. But, like, even if you say he doesn't improve anymore, his selling is amazing, and that alone, in my opinion, makes it worth the trade.
And for those wondering why we keep comparing him to Cena, because Cena is the golden boy right now, and WWE plans on making him the next golden boy. So that's why we compare the two. All right.
I would rather see Ryback as the golden boy, though.
They ruined him too much. He had potential. They ruined him. Creative did. Mr. the King. For Kenta, all they need to do is push him the international belt, then the WWE belt. Boom. He's good. Just no squash matches. Just have him defeat the WWE Championship to get the shot.
See, I don't actually want to see.
I want to live in your world. Like, I know. Like, there was 2 reactions I had when I was reading this. I had a huge smile, and half of it was a sinister smile, like Mr. the King. Can we please live in reality? And the other half of the smile was me being 8 years old, going, "I wish I lived in Mr. the King's world." That's it.
Well, I don't know. I don't think any new guys coming in should really see a title in their first 6 months of being on the major shows, because I think it takes away too much from the guys who have been there to have them just show up and just instantly be like, "I'm going for the championship. I'm the world champion." But that said, you have so many undercard belts. You have so many like mid-card and lower-card belts that you could be using that, like, why not have, like, that's the title to give prestige to. Give it to the Intercontinental or whatever, and have these guys come up and just have them feud over those and build up that way, and then have them go for it. But, God, I hope they do Kenta right. God, like, if you're going to fuck people up, I would rather you guys fuck up Sting and Devitt before you fuck him up. Hell, fuck up Sting's return. Don't fuck up Kenta.
I don't know. There's a part of me that will die if Kenta doesn't fucking do something amazing. Like, really, inside. Like, you know, like, I'm just such a passionate fan of pro wrestling and hope that the V improves and just hope that, pro wrestling one day can be on a big stage in America. It's like, as a fan, that's what I root for, It's just my favorite style. I live in Japan, so, it is what it is. Some people are like, oh, you love Japanese wrestling too much, but hey, I'm honest about it. I think a part of me will die. Like, I don't know if I'll ever be as passionate when Kenta fails. You know what I mean? Like, a part of me, lucha-wise, died when Mystico failed. I was just like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can even recover. Like, I'll probably still review the shows, but my fandom will definitely be down, like, in the shitter. You know what I mean? And Mr. the King, I'm going to ask you a question. You're asking us so many. What is your picture of? Is that a gremlin? Is that a dragon? A dinosaur? A T-Rex? You ask us like 27 questions, and I'm like, it has like all the fucking photos. I'm like, what is that? All right, John Cena is going to win Sunday. We will be doing pay-per-view profits sometime this week, hopefully soon. Hopefully Rob will be able to join us for that. And you know what? Talk about passion dying. Normally I would ask you. I would be going crazy. Fuck you, bro. I don't even care. Like, all right, you win. I wonder if there's a part of WWE's secret plan just to break our backs in passion. And then they're like, why isn't anyone buying the network? Keep breaking them. They'll like Cena one day.
You know what would really kill it for you? They have Kenta come in. Kenta does this amazing fucking streak. He's a monster. And then you know who ends it? John Cena.
Yeah, well, the problem is, like, and there's a joke going online, especially with Kevin Cena and stuff. If you're an indie star and have a good match against John Cena, you're going to lose, and then they'll forget about you. It's almost like they fucking want fans to fucking be broken. You think about it. Every time fucking an indie guy shows up, they're like, oh, let's put him in a ring. Oh, he put on a great match against John Cena, but John Cena still had it, and then they forget about the guy. And it's just like, that's the big joke now. Like, oh, Steen is going to put on a great match against John Cena, lose, and never be heard of again. Well, we had our chance. And it's just, I don't know. I don't understand why they put so much.
Could you imagine how angry people would be if Undertaker's not able to do a match at WrestleMania? So they're like, let's just do John Cena against Sting. And just fucking John Cena beats Sting.
I'm okay with that, just because I don't give a shit about Sting. Sting, to me, God.
Yeah, but do you know how many people would be upset about that, though?
Oh, definitely. Trillions. I wouldn't be one of them. I'd just be like, fuck you expect? Like, oh my God,
I would, because Sting's gimmicks got worse over the years. Like, it's terrible.
This is the problem. Can I open letter to WWE? Dear WWE, I have an advantage over most wrestling fans. I get to see wrestling around the world. And when the G1 happened, especially the semi-main event and the main event and the finals, I was a fucking fan. I was enjoying myself. I was excited. I was like, these are the 4 best wrestlers. I believed it. I believe in my heart of hearts the G1 finals, the Final 4 are the 4 best wrestlers in the world. I fucking believe that. You surprised me with Jarrett. I was a little confused. Wait, do I like this? Do I not? And then Okada came out, and I was like, he might not fucking win. And I'm a huge Okada fan, and I like fucking his opponent, and I love all the Final 4, and I'm just, dude, it's going fucking down. And I lost myself. I was a fucking fan again. I enjoyed it. When Okada fucking won, it was the most joy I've had all fucking year. I know this is over the top romantic, but dude, that's what being a fan is. When Okada hit him with the 3rd fucking Rainmaker, and they counted to fucking 3, I lost myself. I have shitty health. My health is a real bad situation, and sometimes losing yourself is a good fucking relief. And I lost myself. Like, if you took that 1 second where Okada won, people cheered, for that 1 second, pro wrestling was real because I fucking let it be. I escaped to a fantasy world. My problems, my life went away. And that's what pro wrestling's about. And that's why it just makes me fucking angry. Because people are like, well, what if John Cena wins? What if Brock Lesnar wins? There is no escaping. I'm still the negative fucking asshole. Can you please push people that we can root for? Get me behind. The best wrestlers in the company that connect with the crowd. When is the last time? And you don't have to be over romantic like me, Rob. I know you're not a fucking softie like me, but when's the last time in WWE you legit were like, it's fucking going down, and you were happy? I'll tell you when. Kurt Angle versus HBK at WrestleMania. That's the whole time.
That wasn't it for me. Mine was way more recent.
Oh, more recent? I have, like, granted, there's parts where I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. Like ECW One Night Stands. I'm like, my wife was like, dude, are you fucking okay? And I'm like, dude, I've been waiting for this my whole fucking life. I'm like, dude, I love ECW. Because my wife knows sometimes I get fucking romantic and over the top. Especially if I get drinks in me. I'm like, no, this fucking ECW, the original One Night Stand, to me was fucking beautiful. And I was like, oh, this is why I'm a pro wrestling fan. HBK versus Kurt Angle. I was literally screaming at the television, tap out, you fucker! And the G1, fucking, no, the third, like, you say you create fucking memories and all that. Dude, do it. Do it. You got your second biggest event of the year, and I don't give a fuck about any of your fucking matches. New Japan just had their second event of the year, and I turned fucking 7 years old. I did it. My pain went away. You know what I mean? My problems went away. And isn't that what entertainment and pro wrestling's supposed to be about at the end of the day? You're supposed, dude. I'm watching SummerSlam like I have to go to fucking work. Oh, all right. Well, if I can do a podcast, might as well. Not once.
Wait. So you're not excited at all about Paige and AJ Lee?
Dude, don't. Maybe I'm negative. And you know me, I'm in pain right now. I fucking just hopped up on some pain pills. There's nothing about SummerSlam that makes me want to watch it. I think to watch it because of this podcast.
See, because I have a lot of the matches that I'm actually, like, I'm excited to watch.
Oh, maybe I'm just a negative person. Maybe I saw the G1. You know, once it's like having the greatest sex of your life and then going back to your wife.
I don't see how you could like the G1 considering Okada lost.
No, Okada won.
AJ Styles.
No, Okada beat him.
You didn't let me finish. Okada lost to AJ Styles, proving AJ Styles is the better wrestler, and then they have AJ Styles' job in this, so he comes in, what, third? Fourth?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, though, it builds up. And the thing is, how crazy is this? I'm more excited about Wrestle Kingdom that's January 4th than I am SummerSlam. Dude, just make us fucking believe. Here's an idea. Like, you know what? You know what WWE reminds me of? It's like going to the Magic Kingdom and Mickey going, you're a fucking retard. Look how old you are. Why are you enjoying yourself at Mickey Mouse? Why? Why do that to us, John Cena? You know what I mean? Just fucking believe. I don't fucking know. It makes me fucking angry. It really does. Alright. And now, speaking of making angry, I think Mr. The King is just poking a stick at you. I'm indifferent about this guy. I just feel bad for his reactions. But according to Mr. The King, I hate Adam Rowe.
I don't think he's doing as well as it could be, but I like, now that he's back on NXT, I'm fairly happy with him again.
Yeah, the NXT crowd loves him a lot more than fucking.
I think he does great on NXT. If he got over with the big crowds like that, I think it'd be great. But when the crowd doesn't really react to him, it's like it doesn't work for his gimmick.
Yeah.
He needs the crowd behind him.
Yeah. Triple H needs to get slapped and sued. Then his Pinocchio nose will get in shape. Possibility. Here's the deal. Real life, rich people don't lose. That's it. You know, I used to always get in trouble because I fucking used to tell people that in history class. Because like people would watch the news, like, how come they get away with it? Real life, rich people don't lose. Dean versus Seth feud is garbage. In fact, the whole pay-per-view is the Dixie Carter Effect 2.0. See, I'm glad I'm not the only negative one. Me and Mr. The King, we're gonna go fucking in a cave.
See, I don't know. I definitely think that they hurt the feud a lot by not just having an actual match at Battleground. There were ways that you could have accomplished the same thing, like with it being questionable who really won, all that. you could have accomplished the same thing and had a rematch at SummerSlam, no problem, and it would have done so much more than that stupid, oh, we're going to hype the match and then we're not going to have it. But you made us wait too long to where a lot of people have lost interest, and you've also had 2 months of basically Seth Rollins losing heat. Like, no one kicked Seth Rollins, the heat he had fucking after he turned on the Shield compared to now, I don't know. He's like Damian Sandow level heat right now.
Yeah. So, all right. Danny Ulmark says time for me, but TBH, does that mean something? Am I missing internet?
To be honest.
It's lazy with the storyline. To be honest, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, they are a bit lazy. Not all that, but why steal TNA's storyline and just fucking throw it in last second? Something that was already overhyped to begin with. Mr. the King, if they pull the trigger on a nation, they can have formidable opponents to challenge the Shield when they reunite. I think they're dead in the water. I mean, the internet is reporting it's dead in the water, and not only that, but they have not mentioned it on any of the shows. Me and Rob watch every single WWE show. And
not only that, but there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things said on Twitter by Big E and all of them that make it look like it got shut down. Big E talked about Flatbush Zombies is a hip hop thing. They're pretty good. They're not mainstream, but they were going to be doing the theme for the New Nation or whatever the fuck. They were going to be doing the theme song for it. And Big E on Twitter said something about the wording he used was "thank you for working on it," and then he just said "almost" with just a period. And it could be interpreted as it's almost here. This is almost happening. Or it could also be interpreted as it almost happened, but it got shut down. Thanks for working on it anyways. Because he didn't say, they didn't finish it. That's how it reads. And then, moreover, the other guy, one of the guys who actually, from Flatbush, actually said on his Twitter that it sucked that, it seemed like the thing was dead. So I feel like it's dead. I feel very strongly that it's dead. I feel like they backed out.
I think they were just all fucking. They wanted those front row seats. The probably is a list of Triple H laundry hours so Seth can stay in the main event picture. He's talking about Seth's contract. Mr. the King says, "Is that the AJ had a baby with? There was a plastic doll." I guess. I don't know. It was just bad. They had an affair. She was pregnant, and Dixie Carter and AJ were helping her because she had drug problems. And then the actress got harassed in real life, and she fucking was like, "I'm gonna go back to my acting career." By the way, her acting career counts as being olive oil on Universal Studios' Popeye show.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it was really bad. Might have been the worst storyline ever. It ruined AJ. And she was not that good looking at all. She was really skinny and tall. Perfect for olive oil. But you're just looking at her, and she had the same face as, the girl that was in it, the taller, skinnier type face. That's why I was like, oh my god, even her face looks the same as Claire Lynch.
No, do you want to make a storyline that's believable for me? You wanted to convince me that, Bryan Daniel cheated. Come on. You should have got Brooke Tessmacher to come work in the WWE and had to show up and be like, I was his physical therapist.
Yeah. Well, the same thing AJ Styles mentioned. He's looking like the woman. WWE's Claire Lynch was a little better looking than TNA's Claire Lynch, but at the same time, fucking, it was AJ Styles. I'm like, AJ Styles could have pulled better ass than this. These girls, they're good looking, but at the same time, you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? You're like, I hope they have a good personality.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second. He could have cheated with Eva Marie, and he chose that.
Yeah. Alicia Fox, anyone,
Well, no, I'm saying, on the show, Eva Marie hits on, fucking everyone.
Summer Rae hit on Bryan Daniel. Like, I'm just saying.
Oh, I forgot we have a Total Divas expert in the house. Everyone watches Total Divas but me. I feel so left out.
No, remember you agreed to review the first episode of the new season.
I do not remember that at all. But, well, dude, watch me like it. I wonder if it's like a Green Eggs with Ham thing. Watch me be like, Total Divas fucking rocked. I can't.
That's what I'm hoping.
I don't know. I made the mistake of watching Legends House, and I was like, I fucking hate my life.
Legends House is pretty fucking terrible.
Oh, okay, so it's total. Be honest, 100% cheap. No joking around. Put down your walls. Is Legends House worse than Total Divas?
Yes.
Thank God, because there's no way. Legends House was bad.
Legends House is really bad. I couldn't watch 3 episodes of Legends House before I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking, this is terrible. I wanted to like it.
It was bad. Alright. And not only that, but they put it over like $1 million. He's like, this is the best reality TV show ever, says some fucking magazine. I'm like, how bad is reality TV? Like, I know it's bad, and I refuse to watch it. I didn't know it was this bad. Alright. Rock, greatest fucking name ever. I don't know if he's still around. Rock with a cool-ass picture, too. Just saw the match lineup for SummerSlam. Disappointed that it's all singles. Wish they'd be expanded more on their tag division. Yeah, it is weird that they don't have tag division. The U.S. tag
especially with how much they're building up the tag division right now. Like, your tag division looks pretty solid right now.
And if you're the Super Dust Brothers, do you not regret fucking having that match at
Mania? Here's what I want to know. You have the Super Dust Brothers. You've been hyping up the goddamn Cosmic Key, and it's super obvious it's the tag belts of the Cosmic Key. And you've been hyping this shit all fucking month, and you're not going to give me that match? You're not going to give me Slater Gator for the title? Like, you're not going to give me any of these tag teams that would put on a pretty good match with the Usos. Nope.
Well, with that sentence, I wish I could get that soundbite, Rob. Like, because you were completely honest. That soundbite is what I feel about American wrestling. Why not just give the fans what they want? Why not give the fans what the fuck they want? What's the harm that can be done? You know what I mean? And my whole thing is, don't give them a hype. Like, I honestly believe TNA and WWE are the same fucking company. You can be like, TNA is so much better than WWE. Democrats are so much better than Republicans. Some things are just fucking stupid statements. Because they're the same. But you look at it, right? And I'm just like, TNA, WWE, we'll say big time American Pro Wrestling. We'll just say American Pro Wrestling, not Ring of Honor, but big time. You know, National American Pro Wrestling. They only give the fans what they want 10% of the time.
Every single.
What if you did 90% of the time, 10% don't give what they want? I mean, I know I never ran a company on a national level, but millions of people saw us online. We fucking sold out. We were running three, four shows a week, fucking rocking it. We did a pretty good job. We made profits. Everyone got paid. And my philosophy was give the fans what they want 90% of the time, and at 10%. And it's so weird too because like we did this one storyline. It was best of 7, okay? And this is gonna be, but just book it. It was best of 7. And it was 2 like of our more popular original guys. And I was like, I'm gonna throw in a third guy, and the third guy get pinned, so that we'll say who really won the best of 7. And everything I booked was what do the fans want? What do the fans want? It's one time I fucked them. I fucked them so good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's best of 7, last night, packed. Third guy's gonna come in with, we'll say, I'll use WWE terms. These weren't the terms we used. Third guy comes in with an Intercontinental title and says, well, I'm going to put my title on. I'm going to prove I'm better than both of you. The one guy who wins the title and wins the best of 7 never actually beats that guy. Everyone left pissed off. Everyone left pissed off. They're like, this shit is on WWE. This ain't fucking ACW. You heard all those insults. They went online, and we had a pretty positive fucking fan reaction. They were like, we used to get shit like this all the time. Kocosports and ACW, they're the only people that care about the fans. They bought it. You know what I'm saying? And fuck them. fucked them good. Because 90% of the time, we gave them what they want. Then, we sold the company, all that, yada, yada, yada. And then I was like, yo, I'll come back as a guest. Guess what they were fucking talking about? 5, 10, 12 years later, after this, I booked this. Who was really the best in the best of 7? If you're gonna fuck them occasionally because they'll remember that fucking. Think about it. What in WWE screw jobs besides Shawn Michaels do people still talk about regularly? So people are like, oh, because ACW is still going on now. It's got its like 19th owner and shit. I guarantee if I showed up in the crowd and said best of 7, people are like, we don't fucking know. Is it David Mercury or Eddie Torres? What the fuck? And I'm like, thank you. That's what happens when you give the fans 90% of what they want and 10% don't. What happens when you give them only 10% of what they want? They go, oh, John Cena might win at SummerSlam.
Well, I just want to say, like, all criticism aside of the WWE and everything, I just want to say hats off to Vince McMahon if you really do make all the decisions for WWE like everyone believes. Because I at least know there's one person who watches WWE every week who's really, really happy with all the storylines. It's just like, this is the best wrestling I've ever seen. And every week they're just stoked about every match and they think it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, but I'm sure he can enjoy it. I'm sure he has to look at ratings, you know what I mean? I think once, I wonder, and like Vince will never answer it honestly, but I wonder if he's even a fan. Because you got to think about it. Every time he takes a chance, he has to look at the ratings. Every time he takes a chance, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder, like, even if he enjoys wrestling, because a lot of times he'll just get a bodybuilder and looks and like to the fucking. And I always wonder, like, does he even like pro wrestling? Like, if he watched the G1, would he even enjoy it? Does he even enjoy in-ring ability? Does he even enjoy sports entertainment? Because the guy could be super crazy, not steal a line, but he could be a billionaire. He could be a multi-billionaire. But to me, it seems like his passion is, I don't want to be known for this. It's sports entertainment. Look at my movies. Look at my bodybuilding. Look at my XFL. Look, you know what I mean? I think deep down inside, he doesn't like pro wrestling at all. At all. I don't think he likes the fans.
See, I don't believe. I mean, maybe not, but I know.
We're guessing here. None of this is factual. We don't have access to Vince McMahon's personal thoughts. But
personally, I would prefer to believe it's fake because he did so much for so many years where he was just amazing that it's hard to believe he did all that and didn't care. I just kind of feel like the passion in him died whenever the company went public.
And it does burn you out eventually. It does burn you out. I mean, you see all these YouTubers that come out, and I'm not comparing myself to Vince McMahon, but anything, you burns yourself out. Writers get burnt out. People doing YouTube get burnt out. It's just, people get burnt out, you know what I mean? So, he has to be burnt out. So, alright. Let's see. Mr. the King, the Aces and Eights was good until they started to break them up and then dragged out, and they just scribbled on a piece of paper, and Bully Ray was left as the gothic weirdo in a church trying to burn people alive with a super small lighter.
And that, everyone, is Kocosports presents Marines Reading Sentences.
Well, you know what? I'm a little punch drunk, a little hopped up on painkillers, and, fuck you. Fuck you. Mr. the King, fuck you. And fuck Rob. You know what? All right, here's a question. Here we go. Lennox Wooderson, I hope I said that right. Would you be more interested if the WWE Network, if they had all promotions on there, like ROH, New Japan, AAA, CML, TNA, IWGP? The network would be a true wrestling network, and with Ustream bowing out of the iPay-per-view game, would it be a good option? Yes, yes, and yes. Lennox, I don't know you personally, but I think you just went inside my brain. I've seen videos, and I agree with you 120 billion%. There's no way New Japan Ring. I don't know about TNA. TNA is on national television. That's a bit of a stretch. But yeah, you should pick up New Japan quickly. Even Ring of Honor, I'd pick up. But yeah, I'd pick up Ring. And yeah, dude, WWE The one thing they are good at is making sure that no one can compete with them. And if they picked up these people and became a legit network, it would be amazing. I mean, $9.99 and you get to watch all of G1. And here's the thing, Ustream is bowing out because Ustream fucked it up. Ustream is bowing out because they sucked at it and overcharged for everything. I guarantee New Japan knows how much money they made on Ustream, and it wasn't much. So that $9.99 guaranteed money, I guarantee New Japan would make more money. And you don't have to worry about New Japan or Ring of Honor. They're never going to touch you. I think TNA is a bit of a pipe dream unless Vince buys them outright. But yes, I agree with you. They should have all those guys, and that's why the Fight Pass is going to be better. Fight Pass right now is better bang for your buck, and they don't even give you all the UFCs. You can't get the UFC pay-per-views. But no, I agree with you 1,010%.
Do you know what's actually interesting about that? Is that there was a point where WWE.com was going to start reporting news for all the wrestling companies. Like, they were going to have...
They did for a short period of time, but then there's...
but that was a trial run. Apparently that was all Shane McMahon's idea. Like, Shane McMahon wanted that and thought that was one of the best things that they could do. And apparently he had a ton of great ideas like that. And a lot of people think that's why he actually left. It's because they never really took any of his ideas serious.
ECW, the network, a lot of great ideas by Shane, and Shane just left. And now, I don't know, because, money changes, but at one point in their lives, Shane McMahon was richer than Vince. And a lot of people shit their pants. A lot of people are like, what? And Shane actually owns, at one point, I have not kept up with this, so I don't know if it's factual, but it was factual at one point. Shane McMahon had more money because there's Chinese internet companies, and Shane McMahon actually owned more stock in WWE than anyone else in the world. So Shane is the smartest. He's my favorite McMahon. If I had to choose a McMahon, Shane is the McMahon. And not only that, but the way he wanted to run ECW would have been a billion times better.
I agree. Like, what his plan, like, everything I've heard about what he wanted to do with ECW, it was great. It was fantastic. It was like, wow. And I can understand why he's gone. Like, if you had all these great ideas that other people are like, wow, those are great ideas, and then you try and get them happening, and they just get shut down, and then you're pretty sure that your dad's going to give the company to your sister and her fucking retarded musclehead boyfriend, I could see Shane McMahon being like, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, and not to go into detail, like I said, this is just what I've read on the internet and stuff, but also, he also was getting fed up, too, because Steffi was supposed to be in charge of creative, and she was bombing, but getting more power in creative. And he was supposed to take over business end, and he was hitting home runs and going nowhere. So it was like, this bitch can't book her way out of a fucking wet paper bag, but she's getting pushed to the fucking moon. I'm coming up with legit ideas to make money, and you're like, no, that's not a good idea. And the thing is, it's because Vince is fucking Vince, I don't want to start any family drama between the McMahons, because I know they listen. But Shane is by far. And Mr. King says, it's a Pokemon. Oh, it's really hard to see. What Pokemon is it? Anyway, but Kakarot might be one of the best names on YouTube. Comes back. I've started watching WWE again recently. Why is the World Championship and Heavyweight Championship belt paired together as one title? There's more storyline potential if WWE kept them separate. Yeah, they just put them together. I forget when.
They're lazy.
Well, when was it?
They're lazy. Like, that's why.
Yeah. Well, I know they want to just have one title because they can't book very well, and I think was it? I don't know who did it.
I think they got paired whenever the brands merged back together, didn't they?
But they didn't want to get rid of Big Gold because Big Gold still sold, so they could sell more belts with both of them. But there are pictures on the internet right now of a new belt, and there's rumors that if Brock wins, like they said, these are just internet rumors. And the thing is about internet rumors, everyone is like, LOL, dirt sheets. Well, yeah, if you have one guy who could change his mind at the last second, how accurate?
No, there is a new belt. There are pictures of it.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I don't know if they'll keep Big Gold in the new belt or just have it all new belt. Because there's internet reports that the new belt will be Brock's belt, and there'll be just one. And they were supposed to retire it. There was rumors that they were going to retire it when he gave it to Ric Flair, but I guess it didn't go over that well. So I don't know. So it's going to
Well,
be kind of.
they didn't really make it clear what was happening there.
Now I'm sorry I don't know. Macaca Rock. I'm going to have to go look that up. I have a bad memory. I'm going to punch the hell on. Anyway, and no more live comments. And this was definitely the longest main event review ever. This usually is a 10-minute show, by the way. I'm glad you came on.
I'm glad that I could talk about main event.
Yeah. Dude, there's going to be so many internet trolls that are like, you guys tricked us. I thought this was the real main event. Dude, listen, to your internet. If you're not smart enough to pirate and you just go to YouTube and fucking see the word review in the title and still click and you're disappointed, I don't know. Like, I almost feel bad for you. Like, yeah, like, I wish I could have, like, a teleporter and be like, when someone types in, like, you fucking tricked me, I thought this was main event. And then I could just teleport right into their fucking life, right where they are, wherever they are, and just give them a hug. Don't explain anything. Like, you're special. It's gonna be okay.
See, that you're nicer than me. My version would be I could just teleport to him and just hit him in the dick. Like you see it, I get an alert and I just teleport to him and I just punch him right in the dick and then teleport away and they're like, what the fuck was that for?
Please learn how to be a pirate. I know that, but most of the time I put it down a link and I'm like, man, I don't know. I love internet pirates, but pirates that come to YouTube are fucking the dumbest pirates ever.
Well, the worst part is, doesn't WWE put like 90% of their content up on their YouTube just split apart?
Yeah, and so does TNA.
Like, I'm just saying, like, go to their YouTube, dude. Go to the actual WWE YouTube. You'll find the matches.
All right, I think we're going to wrap this up. We're going to plug some stuff and then go. So, why I'm plugging stuff, it is your last chance to ask us any questions. Like, Rob, how come you're such a sexy beast? Fine, Rob.
Well, we're not actually sure. Genetics-wise, like, we look at where I came from, and it's like, I don't understand why he's so attractive. But then we look back into my family tree, and it's like, well, I still don't get it. And we just assume that I'm a genetic freak.
Gotcha. All right. So all genetic freaks go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world goes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. All right. Time is up. Let's see any more live comments, or are we wrapping this bad boy up? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. All right. This is the best comment to leave off. First off, Macaca-Rock. Dude, awesome name. Macaca-Rock says, hit him in the dick. Thank you, believe. Thank you for adding to it, my viewers. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure our main event review of only 2 matches went longer than the main event show.
It did. It did. Especially if you remove all the replays and everything.
All right, so best review in the business, kids. Anyway, go to Kocosports.com. Those guys been working hard. Rob, thank you. And you wanted to say anything else before I end it?
Yeah, TurkeyMania.com. We're hoping to get some shirts up soon. We got one. John Cena beat David Kokoto so hard that now he has brain damage. John Cena once had a match with David Kokotos in the top of a helicopter, and he defeated him by kicking him out.
Dude, the new viewers have no idea what you're talking about. The loyalists are just like, too soon. Too soon. There's not even a real TurkeyMania.com. You always make up these websites, bro. You really know. Anyway,
I don't know. Coco needs to start setting these websites up. You need to go get TurkeyMania.com and DaveandATigerMask.com, and those need to be legitimate Coco websites.
Well, we'll talk to accountants, see if we can pull it off. Anyway, go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, live viewers. Thank you, Internet Entry. That's I am